There we go. Back to the village. Okay, Nicole, let's get to... Nicole? Maybe on the communicator. Hello, Nicole? Wait. She did come to the right village, right? She knows we've moved on. Well, at least I think she knows we've moved on. Of course not. Okay, Nicole, I'm coming. Okay, there we go. Welcome back, Nicole, or should I say, welcome to Per-Wadjet, Nicole. So, yeah, just pick any house you like, it's all yours, and then we can start getting to work. So, yeah, any house, just not the one behind me. Alright, so you found one you like, then? Good, good. Okay, so just get settled in and then we can get straight to work with today's episode. Hey guys, Ognaj Teff here, and welcome to another episode of our Minecraft Civilization Challenge, where we're now building the village of Per-Wadjet. As you can see in between episodes, our little fishing village has grown a little bit, added a few extra houses here to sort of simulate the passage of time and sort of just show off sort of the bounty of the river so far. So far, so good. We've got ourselves some food we're coming in, but what we're really lacking is some other form of industry or some other resource we can use. I mean, yeah, we have, like, some sugarcane over here, and we got the various trees and such, but we still need to really figure out what to build our city around. So that's what this episode's going to be about. We're going to do a little bit of a survey, we're going to collect some resources, and then we're going to build an industry. So, let's start working on that. Okay, so first things first is the jungle area right over here with all the bamboo and the sort of just jungle logs and oak logs and the various leaves, vines, a couple animals here like that cow. So a big thing that a lot of people in the modern day sort of take for granted is globalized trade. So you can get cotton from one place in the world, have it turned into string. Ow! 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 Oh, don't shoot the panda! I got him. Okay, but what I was saying is you can get one part of the world you can get from your cotton, then you can have it turned into string in another place, turned into a shirt somewhere else, and then sold somewhere else. However, in this time period, you'd have to source all your resources locally, or at least within a geographic region. So, looking around here, we also got some melons, it looks like, some chickens, but a lot of basic resources. So, the jungle area looks like I can do something maybe with the bamboo and maybe some cocoa beans to turn into dyes or something. Maybe we can do like a wool industry. We do have a few sheep over on the hill where I said the temple's going to be. But across the river, which is full of fish, which we've already started exploiting, let's see. Well, there's no real, like, well, I already know what's over here. I've been here once before, and this is our mangrove swamp. So we have the mangrove with the very lovely red wood. We've got all this mud, but no straw yet to turn it into the hardened clay, or hardened mud. So this will be more of a future sort of proof where I could just run over here and collect mud without having to just grind dozens and dozens and dozens of blocks of dirt. But this area too, both areas so far actually, I should say, have seemed to have a lot of construction resources, which is the most obvious, of course. So, once again, I'm thinking bamboo for the jungle area, mud for this region, but what else can we find in this sort of immediate area is the big question. Okay, and finally we have this ocean area here, so we've got a big coral reef to the left, and to the right where we're heading, is a sunken ship. Wait, are those spruce logs? Yes, they're spruce. Oh, yes, this is my favorite wood. This is my favorite wood, but I'm probably not going to use it all that much on account that it's not a native tree to this region. Then again, I used a lot of birch, and that was not a native tree to the last place, so I could probably bend the rules. So grab all the treasures here, quite a few emeralds. There was a caravan trader earlier, so I could try and check that out. Let's try not drowning while we're at it. Ooh, treasure map. I wonder what's... Okay, yeah, the big question is where is... Ooh, right on the shore, actually. That's really good. So, otherwise, there should be a... Yeah, just a little chest here. Nope. Well, I guess I can grab those and... Mending! Oh, yes! How do you... Okay, I gotta figure out how you extract enchantments. Assuming you can even do that. So, let's just go over here and try and find the treasure chest. I know this was supposed to be a survey, but I've seemed to have gotten just a little bit distracted here. And so far, it's mostly just multicolored corals, more fish, maybe a trade pier. But not many more ideas can really come from the ocean unless I want to do like sand extraction for glass, but that won't really be a thing for here anyway. So, just as a big overview then, we got bamboo, we got mud, and then we got... Ooh, treasure chest! There it is. Okay, let's try not drowning. And, oh, one more. There we go. Diamonds! Yes, and a lot of iron, some cooked fish. Oh, this is great. This is great. Okay. And let's once again try and get out of here without drowning. So I'll see you guys back at home. Okay? So, this is going to be the plan here. Oh, there's the trader I mentioned. So, over here, we're going to build an industry zone specifically centered around the gathering of reeds. The bamboo. Like, I'm just going to call them reeds because that's what Egypt would have had. Not necessarily the same stuff as bamboo, but generally the same look and feel and the same uses. So, in our case, we're going to be building a reed gatherers and a reed weavers. And the whole idea is we'll be weaving the reeds into mats, like you see on the floor here, into building material, and then into baskets and other sort of handheld goods. So those are all things you can do with the reeds, and this would have been very important as the stone bricks we used in the last city would not have been introduced in this region for a good while, as this is sort of the transitioning into Nekhen 2. And so, Buto, which is this culture here, is alongside it. So in this case, they'd not have it introduced yet. We will actually, later in this series, actually introduce Nekhen culture to this region as trade develops. But this region, we're specifically going to be working with these bamboo sort of blocks, logs, I don't know how to describe them. Anyway, and then we can turn them also into these planks here. So, it's just a very useful sort of texturing tool for construction and building. So, let's see, we just gotta sort of pick an area here. I've got some packed mud just to sort of build the structures. Now we just gotta figure out exactly where. I'm thinking in this sort of nook area that I marked with the sign. I'll have to do a little bit of terraforming, fill in a few of the gaps. Yeah, I'm thinking this area here for our reed gatherers and weaver section here. Oh yeah, so Nicole had a little bit of a creeper incident here earlier. Ooh, actually, I could probably turn this area into maybe a bit of a stoneworks as well. Well, that'll be for a little bit later. Let me just do a little bit of terraforming, and I'll meet you guys in a little bit of a time-lapse, because we haven't done one of those in a while. So I'll see you guys there. So here we go. Added a few extra little detailings here just as we're done. We got our storage areas, we got our processing area where we turn the logs and so forth into planks, and then we got this sort of weaver station in the back. So this is where you'd make the finished goods like mats and beds and baskets and all other manner of things. So yeah, so this here we got our storage basin for our raw stuff. You'd take the bamboo from the forest here, you'd turn it into the logs, then you'd turn those into the planks, and then you'd store the planks in there. So then, just down the road there, though, there's actually another little structure here that I was going to build. And this, instead of being an industrial building, will actually be our first shrine in the region. So we're actually going to be housing a few different religious structures this time. So this one will be to the goddess of weaving, and war, and construction, archery, hunting, and a bunch of other things, known as Neith, who, if you watched the mythology video I did on set, which, I mean, honestly, not a lot of people did. Then again, I did royally screw up the audio in the original recording, and then I had to backtrack and make a second one, so honestly, I don't blame any of you. But the goddess Neith is important, as she was one of the principal goddesses of creation, and when she wasn't directly responsible for creation, she was sort of related to protecting Ra or Amun or whichever other figure she would have been replaced by in terms of the creation mythos. But when she was considered the creator, she was considered the mother of basically all of creation. She wove the world together, and yeah, so she could be the mother of Ra in certain versions. She could be the mother of the serpent that actually tries to destroy Ra in certain versions. But we can generally consider her the mother of Serket and Sobek, the crocodile-headed god, who will also be getting a shrine in this area here. The interesting thing about that, though, is, technically speaking, the central sort of area of worship for these gods are very localized, and that's a very big thing. Gods would have, or cities rather, would have patron gods who would make up the primary pantheon, and then they'd have shrines to smaller gods that are still important to the city, but, like, they aren't as big as the main temple. So this is going to be a minor temple, or a shrine rather, to Neith. She's going to be a secondary god, mostly because in real life, her city was Sais, which would be a city just to the south of Per-Wadjet. And I mentioned Sobek, he will be getting a shrine here. His primary cult center would have been Crocodilopolis, which is just really fun to say. But, interestingly enough, he'd actually have another important cult center, and that would be Ombo in Upper Egypt. Ombo is another name for Nubat. That's right, the city we've already built. So, yeah, actually, I really should have put a shrine to him in the main temple complex. Whoops. Oh well, I learned that after the fact, and as we've now moved on to the next village, I figured why not have the crocodile-headed god of the Nile, as we're doing a lot of fishing, and we'll probably be doing some trading and other things in regards to the Nile, so I figured we'll include him, as well as the fact that Neith is his mother. We got that connection. So I mentioned a few of the things that Neith is specifically known for, and that would be her connection as the goddess of weaving, specifically for this city. She will be worshipped as the goddess of weaving, because we got the basket makers / the reed weavers, who are turning the reeds into mats and beds and various other forms. Then we're also going to have a secondary industry here, which is going to be straight up the cloth industry. We'll be taking the few sheep we do have, breeding them up a little bit once we got grain, and then we're going to sort of do a few looms, and we're going to have this whole setup, and that will actually be right next door to this shrine here. So, now let's actually move on to the structure here. So what you can see I'm doing, I've built sort of a double rectangle. I put one layer on the bottom, one layer on top, and now I'm sort of reducing the size a little bit, and then I'm carving into the structure to add a little bit of depth. And, do I like that? Not really. No, I'm gonna just cut that back down to 1. There we go. So yeah, I've did a double layer on the bottom layer, and then on the sort of top layer there, I've sort of done this sort of hollow sort of plus sign in the center. That way I can put the cut-ins on both sides here. And I seem to have forgotten the back. I'll get on that now. Whoops. And then I also have some wooden support struts sort of inside to represent the support pillars needed to keep this entire building standing. Even with the piece mud brick, or not mud brick, hardened mud structure, you'd still need this sort of deal. And then finally, of course, we need some lights, because the last thing we want is a spider or a creeper getting on this thing, because my god, I have already lost way too much stuff to creepers today. And all that leads is the interior. So, to continue this sort of appearance of these things being support pillars, we'll have some fencing sort of representing a bit of a wattle and daub, or a other form of support beam system being placed in here, just so the structure of the walls are maintained. And then let's put together just a crafting bench so I can just get an altar here. So the primary altar, we're going to just have some steps, and there we go. And I'm going to need a slab at the center. Okay, there we go. And may as well do both. There we go. There we go. And so we got our main shrine structure here. I'll need a armor stand to act as a statue. And let's just put a piece of wool here to act as an offering. And otherwise, let's actually replace the floor as another offering. We'll add fresh reed mats for her to use. After all, I think that'd be quite appropriate, as she's the goddess of weaving in this town. So yeah, let's go grab those. And here we go. We got the last few things we need. Just gotta fill in the floor here with our brand new reed mats. And then we got ourselves this statue here. Well, armor stand, but statue close enough. Give it a nice little hat. And yeah, that should be it for offerings. It is just a shrine, so just small little things. And I don't really have anything else to offer anyway, so there's that. And then finally, we have this sort of region just out here. I'm going to add a little bit of just a awning, but with wool instead of the leaves we've been using across the rest of the village, because once again, goddess of weaving. So I figured that would be appropriate. Let's see, let me just measure this out here. And there. And then, not realizing something here, look over to my right. Oh, look. Yeah, wrong spot. Move these back over and get rid of the old ones. But after that quick mistake, it's just a bit of a clear, and then just put everything up as planned. Or at least it was. Until... Come on, just eat already. Well, after waiting for far longer than I would have liked, the sheep finally got its wool back. So I can now just shear it, and... Gotcha! Okay, good. Boom. This should be enough. I can finally finish the just little awning here, and then the entire build is complete. That'll be such a relief. I needed 4. Damn it! I swear, just eat your greens. Okay, so just a little bit of extra decorating. Let's just get a nice little sitting area here under the awning. That way there's something just nice and light to sit on. And I make a mistake here. I'll actually have to go back and fix this. Those aren't lined up. I mean, I fixed this side a little too well, because now it is perfectly centered. The other side is not. I will go back and fix that for the next episode. But all that really happens now is just time to expand out the walkway a bit, and then hope and pray that the sheep has wool. Hallelujah! There it is. Yes! One piece. Perfect. Perfect. All I needed is that. 3. Where did those come from? Anyway. Just gotta run back and finish the thing. Yay! Done! And with that, the shrine to Neith, goddess of weavers, in this context anyway, as well as our industrial zone, is all complete. One last little look at just the stuff we've built, just over here to the industrial zone as well, and then we can call it quits for this evening. So, with all that said, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. This has been Ognaj Teff, and I will catch you guys next time here at Per-Wadjet in our Road to the Old Kingdom series. I'll see you guys then.